So in this video, we're going to be looking at some advanced concepts, starting with something called the multi-resolution modifier, or multi-res. It's basically a subdivision surface modifier, except when you try to move a model, it'll actually show less polygons, so it'll kind of like lower the subdivision amount just as you're moving it, and that allows for faster sculpting as you're trying to turn and move the model. We'll also talk about textures and radial symmetry, but first things first, let's learn about multi-res. Let's jump right into Blender. So here we are inside of Blender, and we're going to go ahead and add the multi-resolution. So what you do is you go to the wrench, add modifier, generate, and then multi-resolution, which is up here. Then what you need to do is hit subdivide as many times as you want. And again, you can always go backwards if you don't commit this. And the more divisions that you have, the more detail you can kind of sculpt into this. So here we have it, and you can see it looks like a subdivision surface modifier. Let's go to sculpt mode up here. And now what we want to do after we're in sculpt mode is we're going to add some textures to our brush that we can actually kind of stamp into our different model. So down here at the bottom, you'll see the texture panel. Here you can load new textures into your brush. So I will do that now. Now the kind of image you want to use is something called a bump map. A bump map is just black and white information where white tells you that it's the highest point and black tells you that it's the lowest point of the texture. And so you can find these online. If you just do a simple Google search, a lot of free bump maps can be found that way. So here I've loaded up two different textures. The first is tiled, and now if I click here I can load the second. This one is a decal and it has a border around it, as you can see. Let's go back to that first texture there. And now as I look at this, I can go up to this menu right here, the tool, and then within my brush, I can go down to where it says texture. You can see the texture is loaded, and then there's different methods of applying this. For this video series, we're only going to be using tiled and stencil. So tiled's right there and stencil's at the bottom. So with tiled selected, you'll notice that our object disappears. And this is just a weird error inside of Blender. If you just alternate between the sculpting tab and the layout tab, it'll eventually show back up, and then you can start to sculpt on it. So let's go back to that sculpting layer right there. Now you will see these errors from time to time, and it's just a really easy fix again. So don't worry about it, just change between the different tabs. Now that we have our brush all set up, we can go back to the texture and see that it's working. We can increase the size with F, and you can see that texture. And then as I click, you can see how it just stamps it in a tiled manner. Now you'll notice that it looks really good straight on, but off to the sides, it's kind of stretched. So you need to be careful when you do that to make sure that you try to do it more straight on as possible. So for example, if I do a brush stroke, you can see that it really stretches as I go off the sides. So try and keep it centered. Also, the strength is pretty high, so we can bring that down with Shift F and bring down that strength quite a bit. And now that's looking really cool, right? And now if I ever want to go to the side, just move it. That way it's more straight on like that and not stretching. And now as we look at this, the textures might be a little too strong. And so if we try and smooth this, you can see that it's actually going to get rid of a lot of the detail. And so let's undo that and go to the smooth brush right there and turn down the strength. And that gets us a much better effect as I start to smooth that. Now this is what tiled looks like. Let's take a moment to look at the stencil option in the mapping section. Going back up to our standard brush, and then here's our texture. Let's change that by going to the texture menu, and then clicking this arrow right here, and then going down to that new texture that we had as well. So if we go back up to the tool, in the brush settings, you can see that the mapping is tiled, and so I'm going to scale that with F, and I want to go ahead and show you this. This texture is not tileable. You can see kind of that boundary around it. The previous one was tileable. So in cases like this, you can go to the mapping and go to stencil, and you'll see a stencil appear in the lower left corner right there. You can move it with the right mouse button and kind of position it where you want and start to draw on top of that. And so as you draw on that, you can move the stencil and you can see what's going on. Let's go ahead and rotate this. And let's put this up at the top. So let's say I just kind of want them up here. I can just move them very specifically and deliberately where I want them to be, like such. And so this is a very good effect if you want to position the texture exactly and not just kind of get an overall tiled effect like we were seeing. Also, have you noticed every time we move it, we get these weird artifacts? That's because we're using a multi-resolution modifier, and it'll actually lower the polygon count of my model as I rotate it to speed up the engine. Let's go ahead and keep sculpting. And again, right mouse will move that. And then if you want to zoom this, it's really easy. You just hit Shift and then right mouse button to shift it. And so now you can have like bigger cracks going up the thing like such. Let's go ahead and look at that. That's really cool looking. Or you can hold Control right mouse button to rotate it. For whatever reason, you need to rotate that texture. Now the last thing we're going to look at is something called Radial Symmetry. Normally symmetry is across an axis, but radial symmetry kind of goes around an axis. And so let's jump into Blender and look at that. Now that we're back in Blender, let's go to Sculpting again. Now where we typically have symmetry, there's a little down arrow with radial, and that gives you radial symmetry. So let's increase Z, for example, up to something like 6 or 10. And so you can type that in, or you can just scrub it. Now as I start to sculpt, you can see that it's going to actually sculpt around the object using radial symmetry. Now we have a texture applied to this brush, and we could simply go and remove that texture, or there's an option to actually reset this brush. In this menu up here, you go over to the side where you see this down arrow, and then it is Reset Brush. If you click that, it just resets the brush back to its basic settings. And so, as I start to sculpt, you can see the really cool different patterns that you can get as it's doing some radial symmetry. Play around with this and see what different effects you can get, but I really love to just kind of see what different patterns and shapes I can get with this. Now remember, we have the radial symmetry of 6, so even though we can sculpt with that, we can change the number of radial symmetry by going to that down arrow, and then changing that up to like something like 10, and then we can start to do different sculpting on the model like such. As you play around with this, there's a lot of really cool different effects you can get. It's important to remember that we don't only have to build out, we can cut in or subtract by holding Control. So let's go ahead and look at what that would look like. And you can start to immediately think of different ideas that you could do with this. So I can cut in between these and start to kind of get this almost clay feel or look to my vase. Let's look at a couple cool effects. My favorite is to hold Control and cut into the mesh, and then just move up this shape like this. And then where those ridges are, don't hold Control and kind of pull it out like that. And it looks like a kind of a pineapple looking effect. And where there's that thin neck, I can hit F to decrease that size, and then hold Control to cut in as I go up there, and basically do the same thing along the neck. And then also you can see that I can just start to do like a weave like that, and just add or subtract on this. Now that's kind of looking like some sort of gourd or pumpkin, right? Now something else I like to do is grab the Draw Sharp brush and then just kind of cut into this and make almost Greek looking motifs. And you can always play around with different shapes and different symbols to get different effects and looks that you want. Another really cool effect I like to do is you can actually draw pictures on it. For example, little hearts going up this. And if you want more detail, you can actually decrease the size of the brush with F. And then as you start to go into it, oh, and remember, you can hit Control to cut into it, you'll see that we have more details like that. And that's pretty cool. We now know the basics of sculpting. The only thing left to do is the homework. So go ahead and go to that video and see what it is.